Hello and welcome to Low Budget Gaming. So wanted to talk about a couple of things. So first, Steam Summer Sale. It's going to end in a few days on Thursday. We have 4 days. And I wanted you guys to give me your best recommendations from this sale. Now, I have made like 4 or 5 videos. I have looked at the sale in depth and I think I've covered most of the good stuff. But a lot of you guys are recommending me games in the comments and things like that. So yeah, give me your best recommendations from this sale and games that you would like others to try out, because there are often a lot of genres that I don't play, I don't know much about, and I might overlook them, but they might be good games. For example, turn-based tactics games, I've recently started exploring some of them, but I'm generally not familiar with a lot of games. For example, this one here, XCOM, Chimera Squad. Also, I noticed, like in one of my previous videos, I mentioned Yakuza 0, and a lot of people liked that, and a lot of people said in the comments like, thanks for recommending the good game, etc., etc. So yeah, I need those sort of interesting recommendations, and yeah, I'll look through the comments and I'll pick the best comments and make a recommendation and give you a shout out or something. So yeah, if you have any ideas, if you are buying games, also yeah, you can just let me know what you bought so we can look at that as well. So what you bought and what you would recommend people should buy. As for me, this time I only bought like 3 games and a few DLCs. First one I got was this Doom 64. So this is the port of the Nintendo 64 Doom game, and I like these old school FPS shooters. Graphics don't bother me, so I'm okay with trying these out. And again, this isn't too expensive. This came out alongside Doom Eternal, and they've already dropped it at 70%, by 70% I should say, and it's only 124 in India, 149 in the US, etc. So yeah, quite reasonable. I like these sort of older FPS games, so yeah, I decided to get this. The other games I've bought are Yes, Your Grace. So this is a pixel art kingdom management style game, so strategy game, RPG you could say. And yeah, it looks good. I saw some reviews and yeah, people like it and reviews are positive, so decided to get this. This is a new game, only came out in March. And finally I got Aratus, Lord of the Dead. So another turn-based not tactics, but it's more like the Darkest Dungeon style game, where you have like people on your team and enemy teams and you take turns. So turn-based combat, I think. Yeah, so yeah, this is sort of the it's very similar to Darkest Dungeon, but instead of playing as the good guy, you play as the bad guy. That's the main difference here, and you create your own minions and armies and things like that. So looks good. Graphically, it looks better than Darkest Dungeon in my opinion, and there's a lot more customization. You can create your creatures and monsters and fight with the game. So a tweak to the Darkest Dungeon formula, and I like the idea. And yeah, I've been interested in these games, so this looked interesting. I got it. It was on sale. It was on sale before the sale as well, but it continued during the sale. So yeah, so these are my picks, what I bought this time. Let me know what you got as well. And the other thing I wanted to talk about is the regional pricing on some games and why it's so good on some of them and so horribly bad on others. Now, one of the guys in my Discord from South Africa, he mentioned that the South African pricing has been changed a day after it was announced. So if I'm not mistaken, this was like 290 South African rand. Now it's 680. So they've more than doubled the price. And I just don't understand why they do this sort of thing. If it was a genuine mistake, okay, fair enough. But even so, they should have just let it sit at the normal price, because more people will buy it and they can use that data to study and adjust the pricing for the future. Because people who got the game, they'll be happy obviously, but the people who just missed out, they'll be upset and they might not buy it because of this move, because who would want to pay knowing that they could have bought it for less than half? So they've just, I think, shot themselves in the foot as far as the South African pricing is concerned. I think they have also done some tweaking to the Argentinian pricing. I'm not sure. I need somebody to confirm that for me. But yeah, the point I was trying to make is, like, they went very aggressive with the pricing in India, for example. So 1100 It's very cheap, like much below what I was expecting. I was expecting, okay, by the way, 1199, 1099 is about $15. I was expecting this to be well over 20, if I'm honest. Like around 2000 was my expectation, which would have made it, don't remember the exact conversion, but it should have been closer to 30. That's what I'm trying to say. And that, even that would have been okay. I would have been okay. I may not have pre-ordered at that price, but I would have looked at it and thought, okay, this is good, I'll wait for a sale. But 1099 instant buy. And if companies realize this, they'll get more sales, they'll get more new people interested in the games, and they may even help reduce piracy. But of course, this all depends on the number of people buying the game. And places like India, the market is quite small. People don't buy a lot of games, and gamers, even gamers who are interested, they often pirate a lot of games. So yeah, companies use different policies. So the other game that is coming soon is Death Stranding, and now these guys are charging 4,000. So you can see the massive difference. This is a different publisher, and it is a $60 game. Horizon Zero Dawn is 50, but the price difference is negligible. So 4,000 rupees is about 50, 53, 55, somewhere like that. You can see it's barely much of a difference, slightly less than the US UK pricing, and like more than sort of Brazil, and a little less than South Africa. So these guys, they haven't bothered much with the regional pricing. Even Indonesia is quite expensive. Indonesia, India, Brazil, China, not China, South Africa. These are usually lower priced, maybe not as much in South Africa, but you can see the difference between these two games. Horizon Zero Dawn, at least for a place like India, went very aggressive with the pricing, and they got more pre-orders, I'm sure. Now, for me, I was sort of interested in both these games, about the same. My interest levels were about the same with both these games, but because Horizon went very aggressive with the pricing, I pre-ordered it instantly. I might have done the same if this was priced about the same, maybe. But now I look at this and think, maybe I'll look at it once it's on sale. But even on sale, I don't expect this to be like 500 rupees in 6 months. It's unlikely. So this is a game that I may not bother playing for many years, simply because pricing is unlikely to be low enough for me to consider. Plus, this game is one of those games where people seem to love it or hate it according to the reviews. So I don't want to, spend a lot of money and then find out that it's not my kind of game. With Horizon Zero Dawn, since I've only spent 1100, even if I don't end up liking it, it wouldn't hurt as much. You see my point? Now, a lot of big publishers, they don't seem to do too well with the regional pricing, simply because I think they don't really care. They look at the data, sales data, and they think, why bother selling it in India or other places if most people are pirating? But they could try lowering the prices and see if people bite, because some of these big publishers, they are very good with the regional pricing. Square Enix, they price their Western made games very well in India and other places, like Deus Ex games, Tomb Raider games. I've made videos so many times on these games because they're so cheap. Like Deus Ex is Mankind Divided, the latest one, is like 74 rupees or something, which is like $1, maybe a little more than $1. That's on sales. It's about $5 in other places. So that's impressive for the regional pricing. But some of the others, like Bethesda, Ubisoft, jacked up their prices. They increased the base prices of all their games. And what else? Most of the big publishers are not that good, actually. In fact, Activision, they are not good. They rarely even have sales for other regions, let alone like have regional pricing. So if you look at Doom 64 Bethesda pricing, you can see here it's 124 in India, 111 in the US, 111 in the UK. Euro region is about the same, 124, 125, and everything else you can see. So Brazil, look at this, 42. So Bethesda is one of those companies that doesn't bother with the regional pricing, at least for India. They do seem to care for Brazil, at least. And yeah, this is the point. Like with this game, it's only 124. It's not a big deal. But if you want Doom Eternal, then the regional pricing hurts. Like even at 50% off, it's still 2,000, and deluxe edition is 3,000 still after sale. So at full price, it's exactly the same, which is why a lot of people like me don't play these games or don't end up playing these games, and a lot of others pirate them. So yeah, instead of looking at opportunities in newer markets by using regional pricing, they just look at the previous data and say, well, most people are pirating, nobody's buying their games, nobody buys the game, so why bother? Which is again negative, but again, it is what it is. But anyway, let me know what you think of all this regional pricing thing, and of course, give me your recommendations, and if I get enough, I'll pick the best recommendations and make a video. Thank you for watching. See you next time.